Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 more important keys from 2021, keys that I think will persist and last and even grow in value with years to come. Now, before we get into it, I am doing another giveaway. It's 700 subscribers, just gave away some awesome books at 6, and now at 7, we're giving away 4 very, very cool books, and we're steaming through it. We're already over a quarter of the way there, so I mean, definitely, I'm going to be making a video tomorrow explaining all the details as I always do, but it's the same as my other giveaways. Be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment on this video or any other video, and that'll get you a chance to enter. So let's go ahead and talk about my 5 picks. Friday I did a video and they were all Marvel books, so it's not, I have been doing videos where it's like top 10, in the first 10 through 6 or one video, and then 5 through 1 or the other. This one's kind of the same, kind of not the same, so this isn't technically my top 5. The last one was all Marvel. This one is going to be DC and independent. I made my list, and then it's like, oh, it kind of works out. There's 5 Marvel, so I don't know. I did it that way. I did things differently, spice things up. So the first book I want to talk about today is Teen Titans, sorry, I almost said the wrong book. Teen Titans Academy is the book that follows this. Future State Teen Titans, #1. Now this is only about a $10 book, and this to me is kind of like the DC's Strange Academy, which does not hold the same value at all. Now granted, it's also not quite as old. Not that Strange Academy is very old, but you know what I mean. It's still a newer book. I don't know if it's because it's a DC title or what the reasoning is. To me, this is a great key. This is a spectacular key, one that you definitely should pick up for $10, or if you could get it for cover price still. But this is controversially the first appearance of Red X, and I say that because he appeared kind of in an issue of Teen Titans Go, but it wasn't really Red X. It was just a robot. So it's going to be one of those things, let's just say 10 years down the line, they're making a Red X movie, and, or, maybe it doesn't, not him, maybe he's like the main villain or something, or this or that, or whatever. And, got a mustache here in my mouth. Anyway. What do I think people will go to? Because this is like first Red X in mainstream continuity. And what do I think will people go to and make the big book? Unfortunately, it probably is that Teen Titans Go issue. I disagree with that. I don't think that's right, in my opinion, because I don't know, it's not really him. But then again, if you look at Jane Foster, the big book is that what if, what if Jane Foster became Thor? And even though that's not, it's just a what if, it's not an in-continuity thing, that's still the bigger book. Now granted, also, that's a much older book than, the later Jason Aaron Thor stuff. So, I don't know, there's a lot of factors to it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe this will be the big book. But there's some other cool features or factors about this book. So it's also the first Psy-Beast, which is a fusion of Cyborg and God, what's his name? I want to say Beast Man, but that's from He-Man. Beast Boy. There we go. Beast Boy. Oh my goodness. I'm doing this video terribly. But anyway, so Psy-Beast, Brat Girl, Totally Tubular, Gorilla Greg, which is Gorilla Grodd's, I think it's his nephew, I can't remember now, and then Johnny Chupacabra. And again, like I said, this is kind of DC's Strange Academy. It's all these new young characters that are, forming to be the new Teen Titans, or at least start with the Teen Titans. I feel like they're on a pretty rocky road, actually, in the Teen Titans. Which, by the way, Teen Titans Academy, I'm really liking. There was 2 issues I didn't like. It dealt with Gorilla Grodd. It felt very misplaced. Wasn't a fan of those. But other than that, the main series I'm quite enjoying. And I'm actually pretty excited for the next issue. I feel like I spent a lot of time on this one, though. So I'm moving on to the next one, which is technically a DC title. It's not really a DC title. And y'all know me, I'm not a big DC guy. So if I miss some big DC books that y'all think were important, let me know. I did try to look and do some research when I made this list, and I am a little bit biased, and this whole, everything's going to be a little biased. These are my picks, not the definitive winners. But next up on the list is Nice House on the Lake, number 1. This is only about a $15 book, and I think that is fairly criminally underrated because this is an incredible series. The number 1 has there's a lot of good covers, but this number 1 has what I called an instantly iconic cover. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a great story, and their hiatus is ending soon. I think there's a new issue coming out next month, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm super pumped for it. This series has been incredible, and I can't wait to see it till the end. It's only got 6 more issues left, and I guess it will kind of depend. If the ending is absolutely insane and the whole series stays super strong, I think that will help to build this comic up. We might even start to see a little bit of a rise in the value of this once issue number 7 comes out. So, especially, like I said, if it picks up and it's like, oh my god, this is incredible, a lot of people are talking about it, then they'll be more interested in it. So, moving on to the list, now we're going into the indie stuff. We have Nocterra, number 1. And this is a series that, I don't know, at least in my shop, and like the word around our shop, because me and the owner of the shop, we really enjoyed it when it first came out. We had a lot of fun with it. But it didn't seem like anybody else was talking about it. And, nobody else was really reading it and everything. And we, whenever we find a book that we like, we highly recommend it to people. And try to get them to check it out, And it just didn't seem like it was working that time for whatever reason. Nobody was really wanting to hop onto Nocterra. I thought it was super fun because it came out like during the King in Black stuff, and there's a lot of resemblance, I feel like, to Symbiote, and especially like the King in Black storyline where the whole world's covered in darkness and everything. So I thought there were some weird accidental parallels that happened there. But yeah, I thought it was a great story, and then now everyone's interested in it because, hello Daphne, y'all hear her? Anyway, now everyone's interested in it because they're talking about doing a TV show with it. So, you know how it is. Anytime there's TV spec, a book is going to shoot through the roof, which this one's still pretty maintainable at a $20 book. So, I mean, you can definitely go still grab yourself one. Oddly enough, the 1 in 25 is very cheap. I'll go ahead and throw that in here. I'm not going to, necessarily say, but especially like the auctions don't necessarily even hit $20. And I don't really know what's going on there. I don't know why the 1 in 25 isn't really receiving that much attention, but I don't know. Maybe try to get you a copy. I got me a copy pretty cheap a while back, and maybe it won't be anything for whatever reason people aren't carrying, or when the show ramps up and everyone is carrying, maybe that book will explode. Maybe it'll be a really good one to get. Could be wrong, like I said, I never know, but I am excited for them to do a show because this series has been awesome. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to, and it's always nice to see more material of the things you like. So up next we have is Nottingham number 1. And this was a series that just flew under the radar. Very low print runs on both the first and second issue. Because, the first issue exploded, everybody's talking about it, but still, your orders for number 2, by the time that happens, your orders for number 2 are already in. So you can't really adjust those. And, so yeah, number 1 and number 2 are both pretty low print runs. And this is a $50 book, and it's funny, I feel like it's still not even talked about that much in comparison to a lot of the other indie books. And some people don't realize that this was a very expensive, or I mean, it is still a very expensive, just random little indie book that popped up. It was like a dark take on Robin Hood, and they started doing several like dark takes on, which, I mean, I guess they've probably done it for a while, but I feel like there was quite a few of them that popped out last year. And yeah, this is one that I think just a lot of people didn't catch on to until, I mean, I guess a lot of people still aren't catching on to it, but the supply versus demand, even though the demand's not like through the roof, it's not like for this next book I'm getting ready to talk about, but wait, even though the demand's, yeah, not through the roof, the supply was just so incredibly low that this book will always demand a good value. And then moving on, especially, oh my god, especially if they were to do anything with it, TV wise, you know. But moving on to my last book on the list here, we have Stray Dogs #1, and everyone knows this comic exploded last year. And it's a $70 book, you know. It's it is what it is. I mean, there's not too much I'm going to say about Stray Dogs, and the fact that I still haven't read it. I picked up, you know, whatever 4th, 5th prints or something, you know. I picked up the Thing homage. That's because they started doing a lot of horror variants and stuff. And that's the thing with a lot of these is the horror indie stuff, really, not all of it, you know, because like my favorite one, Bunny Mask, I feel like no one really picked up on that. Or maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorites, you know. I love Bunny Mask. I thought it was super good, and it never really, you know, got any buzz. But a lot of the horror indie stuff really picked up in 2021, and Stray Dogs kind of sat atop, I feel. Still not, I mean, it definitely went down in value, but I mean, still, it's holding value, that #1 especially, and people are always going to want those horror homages. You know, it was a pretty smart thing they did to just, because that's the thing, people were collecting Stray Dogs even if they didn't know anything about Stray Dogs. There's just such a strong horror fan base. We always, at the shop that I work at, we always have so many people looking for horror Funko Pops and horror action figures and horror whatever they can get their hands on. So that includes horror homages on their comics. So they were always super popular. And like I said, even I fell victim. I didn't, the first one I bought was the Thing homage. I was like, well, I have to get that one. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that is my list. Like I said, make sure, if you haven't checked it out already, on Friday I put out a list of 5 Marvel keys that I think were the most important to come out in 2021. And then we have this list, which is a couple of DC books and 3 indies. And let me know if I missed anything. If there was something that you think is a super important book and will definitely be, you know, gaining more traction as the time passes, talk about it, let me know, because there's a lot of books that came out last year, so I'm sure I missed something. But that's all I have for you today. Like I said, check out tomorrow's video. It'll be a shorter one, just me talking about the giveaway and giving all the details on that. But that'll be it for today, so I will see you all next time.